Hello and welcome to the Michael Shane Kelly Show. And I'm excited about today. Today's going to be incredible. I've got a dear friend with me. I'll introduce him after the intro. But are you ready for this? It's going to be incredible. Let's go. All right, so I said it was going to be incredible. I wasn't lying. This is an absolute fact. This is my friend. You know, I actually know my wife longer than you know me.
That's right.
That's right. That's true. And now you're a little bit younger than her, actually. So what? I'm not asking your specific age. I'm just
don't ask her specific age.
Oh, she brags about it.
Oh, okay.
She tells everybody. She's 54. She's thrilled about life.
Yeah,
man, she's great. But this is the one and only, the incomparable. Let's say it that way.
Oh.
Jacob Lowry. Man, we're so thrilled to have you with us today on the Michael Shane Kelly podcast. I like saying that. It's kind
I'm
of
honored to be on the Michael Shane Kelly podcast.
Man, that's fantastic. So I brought up the fact, okay, let's go back for a second. You lived and my wife lived about 20 miles apart in two very small towns in Louisiana.
Yes, DeQuincy and Starks.
Man, I challenge you people to find that on.
Yeah, no, don't.
Isn't that great, though? I mean, it's really cool that what a unique relationship that from two small towns in the middle of nowhere, basically, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And then I moved to DeRidder, Louisiana. That's how I ended up meeting Annette.
Yeah.
And long story short, you guys kind of grew up together. She loved your mother. Just loved her.
Yeah.
And
she's a lovable one.
Oh, yeah. No, incredible. And so she speaks highly of your family whenever you talk about you guys. I was going to say all the time, but that's not true. We don't talk about you all the time.
Yeah, but a lot.
We have, a lot.
Okay.
But we talk about other stuff too. You know, I don't want to mislead everybody. It's just not true. When people say all the time, they're lying like dogs, right? Yeah. So anyway.
Agree.
Dude, you are an absolute blessing in music, for number one. Let's just start there. You're an incredible husband. You're an incredible father.
Oh,
you have it going on in so many wonderful ways. So when I say in music, I need you to realize that, you know, Shaka Khan, CeCe Winans, I mean, the list, right, of people you've played the bass for. And I don't think that's enough to say it that way. But anyway, you played for a lot of amazing people.
Yeah, man. Lucky enough to do that. I mean, you say that about where we grew up, you know, yeah, it was definitely small town, everything, but man, it was so rich with the music scene was so rich there.
That's very true.
It's like, how did that happen? But something was really fertile there musically, and particularly the church that Annette and I went to.
Yeah. Incredible.
I was the backup drummer and the backup bass player.
That's just so hard to fathom.
I never was the main whatever. So I sang in the choir and I was the backup. And so that's how there was just great musicians there. And
that whole area, even DeRidder, that whole area of Louisiana for some reason was just lit with incredible.
It's still that way. Yeah. Really and truly. I remember when I moved to Austin and we went to a church there, a giant church, 2,500 members. I mean, that's a big church compared to the 200, 300 one I grew up in.
Right.
And they had one band. They had one person at every instrument. And I was thinking like, wait, what? Y'all don't have like four drummers? You know, like everybody, the piano player can't play drums too. You know, it's like,
right.
That's what I grew up around.
Exactly right.
So, man, it was really amazing to get to grow up around that.
I have to admit that area, especially, of course, my dad was such a phenomenal musician as well. He still plays, and he's just incredible. But there was a style that was just so, and it was very professional. I mean, it wasn't like let's just have some church music. It was next level stuff all the time.
Yeah, and the music that was played at church a lot was not easy. It was black gospel music.
Yes, I
mean it was. So the stuff that we grew up learning to play was not just real simple music. Like it was dense, thick chords. I don't know how we got on this, but here we are.
No, it's great though. It's just people like, I don't know. I think it's fun to talk about these little caveats because it can speak into what you became. I mean, you became this phenomenal. I mean, I heard you play way back when, and I was like, dude, that cat is incredible, and had no idea how the future would play out ultimately, and you would find yourself in Nashville. You went there intentionally. You went there to produce, to play, and you've done that incredibly. And you're playing now on a regular for Reba McEntire as she travels. I mean, how do you get a bigger name? I don't know. It's just incredible. What an experience.
Yeah, real blessed to get to do anything with her. She's just fantastic. And man, doors open and you walk through them. Really, truly, man, anything good that's happened has come through friendships and relationships. Wow. Everybody in Nashville, your barista at the coffee bar can probably play better than you or sing better than you. Everyone there. I mean, it's really the truth. But, you go, Lori and I moved there and we were like, we're here for the long haul. We're playing the long game here. So we didn't show up handing out business cards that said, hey, I'm Jacob Lowry. I want to be your bass player. Keep me in mind. It's just not how you do it there. So years and years and years, I'd be willing to say every recording session, and for sure every live gig that I've gotten has come through a relationship with a friend. The Reba thing, for instance, my friend Jeff King is Reba's longtime electric guitar player. Well, the bass player before me was stepping out. And so Jeff called me and said, hey man, I put your name in.
Wow.
We'll see what happens. And then the music director, Doug, calls me, and I never met him. And
wow.
He says, hey man, Jeff told me about you. And I mean, I got the gig off of a friendship, really and truly. Never heard me play. So
that's incredible to hear that, because people, there's an old phrase that says, it's not always what you know, but who you know.
Yeah.
That can play a part. Actually, I'm preaching a sermon Sunday morning with that line in it, because I'm talking about the connection that we have with God and how He's opening doors. You call it relationships. I call it God appointments. Where you set up through time, God was opening doors and getting you prepared to walk into bigger places. So I think that's pretty amazing, and I definitely give honor to that, because I know how amazing you are, and for them to be able to say this is the guy just because other people knew. It's amazing when other people talk about you.
Yeah, when you're not there.
Yeah. What do they say? I mean, that's a big question.
That's when the decisions get made about you, when you're not there and they're talking about you. Usually not to your face. And something else I was going to say about that is, most of the time, if you're touring, most of the time you spend is not making music. You are on a bus. Yeah. So you spend 30 minutes at sound check every day, and then you put your guitar down, and then you go whatever until 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night when you play. And you play for an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 45 too. So you're doing 2 hours and 30 minutes of music a day. Mm-hmm. The rest of the time, you're sitting in a front lounge, you're, at catering. So if people don't like to be around you, if you're an amazing musician and nobody likes to be around you, you might not get the job.
Man, that says a lot. It says a lot. It says a lot, because that's a lot of time. Okay, that's a lot of time in a day.
People don't think about that.
No, and the hours on the bus going back and forth. If you don't like the person you're with, why would you keep doing it?
Yeah.
That makes it miserable. Reba seems like, of course, I've seen every one of her shows. I think I've even watched all the newest one, Happy Place. I think I've watched all of that one too.
Yeah, man.
And she seems like she'd be a blast just to be around, period.
She's great. She's a fantastic person, fantastic human. That's her, by the way. All that you see, that's really her.
And I believe that. I mean, it doesn't come across as she's acting. It's like she had some lines, but this is who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that about her.
Super competitive too. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there.
Oh, really?
There's been several times of setting up cornhole by the buses, and she always wins. And she wins. And bowling, she set up bowling alleys for us. And
really?
Yeah, she wants to win.
She's not messing around.
No, I like that, man. That's fun.
Me too. That's very cool to hear.
Yeah.
That's very cool to hear. It just seems like that'd be an amazing. Now, it hasn't always been that way, but you've been working your way through this process for many years. How long have you been in Nashville, you think?
We moved, Lori and the 3 kids and I. Okay, so Lori, my lovely, amazing wife.
Yes. You got to make sure you say that.
There's no me without her.
Yes, sir.
I love her so much. 3 kids, Jesse, Beth Hudson, and Mabel. We all moved to Nashville in 2008.
Wow.
Left Texas, moved there with no job, didn't know anybody. And it was for the reason of just trying to do this that I do now. We just wanted to figure that out.
Wow.
You know, Lori had a dream, and she's not like this spooky spiritual person. You know, she doesn't lead with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She had a dream that all of my guitars were getting loaded onto a plane. This is when we lived in Texas. And there was somebody standing at the plane saying, "You guys need to get on or it's going to take off. The plane's going to take off and leave." So she woke up. She was like, "I feel like if we don't do this, like a door's going to close." I'm probably saying it the wrong way that she said it, but that's how I felt her explain it to me. So we really took a giant leap of faith thanks to her, because I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I would have just stayed working at church, and you know, that's a big jump. It's a big risk.
We're
3 kids.
It is.
You know, and married. But we did it. 2008, man. We moved up there.
Man, that's incredible. So I want to say this, to have a spouse like that, first of all, that sees your giftings, sees your talent, 3 kids, and says, we'll walk away from everything.
Yeah.
I want to push into this.
It's crazy.
Had you not married her, who knows?
Yeah.
I say things about Annette. She pushes me. Sometimes when I don't want to be pushed, I don't.
Down the stairs.
As example. Yeah, see, what happened? I can't say. She said, "Don't say anything." So I'm not going to. But she does, but not just a little push. She's that when I have a drive or a thought or something, she's that backbone. It's just like that's to be married to someone like that is an absolute blessing.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't say it enough. I mean, you know her. She's fantastic.
Oh, she's incredible. No doubt about it. All right, so the music stuff. Let's. What's that like? I mean, you gave us a brief idea of, let's say you're traveling. You're spending more time just in community with people, which is huge.
Yeah.
But I named a couple of people a minute ago. But we're talking about you playing bass on so many. Matter of fact, we were working on a song today at the church. You work with our praise team, and we're so grateful you're doing that. Yeah, phenomenal, man. It has totally changed. I mean, I walk in there on Sundays like, that's the same people. Same band, and yet that.
Good group of folks.
They're amazing, and they're eating everything up. Everything you tell them to do, they're doing it. And that's what I love that about, that they're seeing it and they're catching on. I was going somewhere with this, and it kind of slipped away for a second.
Yeah, music thing.
It'll come back.
Explain. You said, okay, I think you were wanting me to talk about like what I do musically.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Getting old stinks, man.
Let's not talk about it.
So yeah, all right. So what I do on a usual week is I play on people's records. I play bass on people's records in studios in Nashville.
Yeah.
So I show up. I have a bunch of bass guitars there, and we listen to an artist's song, and then we go, as a full band, we go in and we will play their song down and, you know, work on it, make a recording, doing that. So that's most days of the week for me doing that.
So they give you like, here's an idea of what I want to sound like. Maybe an idea.
They'll play a demo of like the artist singing in a mic like this with an acoustic guitar or into their phone. Yeah. And they'll hand us a number chart, and we'll, as a band, we'll look at it, look at the form of the song. And usually what happens to me and other musicians is I hear it and I have all these billions of songs I've listened to all my life, and I think, oh, this sounds like Tom Petty. Or, oh, this sounds like it could be the Eagles. Or, this sounds like it could be
catalog
Charlie Puth or whatever, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and I go, and then I start thinking, I should play that bass because it sounds like what that song. Okay, you're thinking this stuff without even thinking it. By the time I get to my chair, I'm already thinking of a part that's going to happen on the song. And every other amazing musician that I get to play with in Nashville is doing the same thing. Wow. So probably the first time we played, it sounds like something that's a thing. By the second time we play it, if we do, it's getting pretty dialed in. So AI can kiss it.
That's right. You got that AI. You can't compete with the real thing.
Take that.
You know, it's soulless. It has, I mean, I can see using it for, experimenting, trying to figure out what a sound could be. But man, when you hear a human being play
I know, man,
an instrument or sing a song,
nothing like it, man.
It puts the chills on you, it affects you. Yeah. Now, today we were going over a song, what was it? I Speak Jesus. And you talked about how you're the guy that dropped that gospel.
Come on.
that moment.
I just play the bass, man.
Dude, yeah, I heard. I heard. You dropped that, and I was like, man, that gospel line got dropped in that song. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, you have such an impact in this realm and on people. And, you've always been easy to talk to. That's never been a thing about you. You've never been a guy like, I don't know, do you want to talk to Jacob?
I like people, man.
You do. And you are definitely proving the fact of how you treat people matters, especially in the business you're in. And it should be for all of us, quite honestly. How you treat people is going to matter. It's going to come back to you at some point.
Yeah, you're right.
So it matters what you do and what you say. All right, so give me an example of maybe one of the craziest moments, like you're on stage singing or playing, and there's certain artists in the room, there's certain things happening. What would be one of the biggest ones to you think?
Yeah, the one I always think about when somebody asks me this is the Greek Theater. It had to be 2016, I think it was. And I was playing bass for Michael McDonald. Yeah, that guy.
Right there.
I know, that guy.
We can stop now.
Yeah. I toured with him for 5 years, I think, before something like that. And so we were playing the Greek Theater, 2016. I'll do this real fast. So we walk out on stage.
Oh, take your time.
And the organ player for Michael's name's Pat Cole, amazing organ player, piano player. He says, "Hey man, Lee Sklar sitting right over there." So Lee, this is not going to mean anything, but the story keeps going. Yeah. Lee Sklar, he has a giant beard. He's a bass player. He played for Phil Collins. He played on all the James Taylor records.
Oh my goodness.
Jackson Brown. Like if I named everything he played on, we'd be here for 3 hours. But hero, like big time hero of mine. So I'm like, oh, thanks for pointing that out, dude. Thanks a lot.
Pressure.
Yeah. Now, so I went ahead and really screwed up the first couple songs to get out of the way. Yeah. But so halfway through that set, I don't know if you know what the Greek Theater is, but it's this open air thing in LA. Beautiful. Bunch of Hollywood types there. And 2 or 3 songs in, I look over and most of the band of Toto is standing at the monitor desk over to my left. I'm like,
good night.
Oh, okay, that's Toto. That was my band.
Yes, sir.
Probably kind of yours too,
Jeff
growing
Porcaro,
up. I mean,
yes.
That was my band growing up. So, okay, there's Toto over there.
God.
And then at the end of the night, we do Taking It to the Streets for the encore. We come out, and Michael says, "Would you all please welcome to the stage Cher?" Cher comes out and sings Taking It to the Streets.
No.
With us. That was weird.
I gotta say, that's
that was a lot coming at me. It was a sensory overload.
When the concert ended, were you just, and everyone's done, were you just still sitting there holding your bass? I mean,
it was just,
that's like,
it was a weird one, man. It was a great show. It was a great night, but there's a lot of things coming at me that night. Another cool one, just like cool, not necessarily weird, but I think we did 2 nights with Kenny Loggins and Christopher Cross and Michael at the Hollywood Bowl.
Wow.
In LA, which that's like the venue of all venues, man. And that was wild. Like to get to do that, little 12-year-old Jacob was like,
come on,
just freaking out, man.
Come on.
The Yacht Rock Kings.
Yeah. All in the same spot. Yeah. And you're there. You're playing.
It was great, man. That was a big one.
Of course, when you're talking about these names, my mind is floating back to when I'm driving around town, listening to these songs and taking them, it's just, I heard you, but I was also fading away at the same time.
Oh yeah. You're
getting memories of, when I heard a certain song and it made a difference. When I heard Toto and I was like, those rhythms, those tempos, it was just, you kind of go,
Yeah, it was great
it
music,
affects
man.
Oh no, believe
Also, at the age we were, supposedly that age range, whatever music you're diving into really sinks into your core being.
Yeah.
And that's the most important music to you the rest of your life. So it's not to say, my kids probably have a different, thought, but I did make them listen to all that and they love it.
That's what matters right there. You made them listen.
Made them.
Sit down.
And now they love it,
I did the same thing with my kids. They like our music from back then more than, of course, a lot of stuff's out now.
Yeah.
And now they have their favorites too, but they do. And we did the same thing. You could say made it, but it was just always playing. So I want you to hear this. That matters.
Education. That's what that is.
Proper education. That's beautiful to hear. And you do have, and your daughter, Jessie Beth, right? has an incredible vocal.
Well,
singer.
yeah, Jessie Beth sings too. She's our oldest, and she's a choir teacher.
Mabel, I'm thinking about Mabel.
Yeah, so Jessie Beth, amazing singer too. And she actually is the one who has a music degree amongst us. Yeah, so she's incredible. And then Hudson, our middle guy, he has his degree in psychology. He just graduated college.
Wow,
this is aging me. Okay, but
yes, it is.
And then and then Mabel is doing the artist thing. She's writing and she's got music out. Mabel Ray, y'all go check her out. But Hudson, who's a psychology major, has perfect pitch, and he's the one. I'm like, dude, you're a counselor. You're gonna be a counselor. I need your perfect pitch, man. let me have that.
He's singing songs to him in counseling sessions
in the right key.
On pitch. Man, wouldn't I've loved to have perfect pitch? That
would help a man out.
Man, I'm telling you, wow, I'm kind of jealous. I have heard some songs from Mabel. You played them for me. Mm-hmm. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean to tell you that
she's a killer,
dude. Stunning. I hope she gets to come one day to the church. I'd love to hear her live.
Drag her over here for sure.
Just do it. Just throw in her suitcase and drag her over. I'm fine with that. All right. So let's talk about so you had this huge jump. You guys moved to Nashville. You took this huge leap of faith. Basically what I would say that is. Mm-hmm. And then, but there was a moment, a time there where I'm sure you went through a struggle in regards to what you believed about God. Your daughter Mabel had an issue that took place, and so that I know that affected you, in a way. And then what brought you back around? Not that you left it, but I'm just saying. I think you define it better.
I kind of did, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. I feel like it was 2016. It really, that's what year it was. And we went up to Colorado, went skiing. Mabel started having a seizure.
How old is she at this point?
She was that was 10 years ago, so she was 8 or 9, and she had a real bad seizure. And basically, long story short, we kind of thought she died. We didn't know, because when you have that bad of a seizure, you stop breathing and your whole body shuts down to reboot.
Were you were together? This happened?
Yeah, we were in the car, the whole family, the 5 of us.
Oh my Lord!
And didn't have cell service. It's a big, dramatic, awful thing that, I mean, like, counseling has helped me. But, man, it was
We all need it.
And essentially, if I'm being really honest, which I usually don't talk about this, but I just kind of looked up at God and was like, honestly, it was not good what I said. And I was just like, you know what? If this is how it is, like, why has it got... I've been living my whole life for you. Yeah. This is happening to my kid. And she's okay. Mabel's fine. Everybody. She's with us. She's doing great. But there was something that snapped in me that day when that was happening.
Wow.
And I was on a slow road to redefining what my relationship with God. Yeah. And it was all on me, not on God. And this is all me. But I really was mad. I really was upset that and I know people have gone through really bad things and stayed strong, but there was a real, like, turning point for me. So slowly, I just started kind of peeling things back and digging and getting mad at God, really, truly. Yeah. Yeah. So, over a few years, I finally was just like, if this is what it is, I don't want any part of it. And I kept going to church, and I kept, I kept doing the things. But I told Lori one night, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I just, and of course, she's amazing. She was like, okay, I love you, and we'll figure this out. And it was around COVID. I mean, that's how long. I'm taking forever telling this. I could do the truncated version of this. Goodness. Around COVID, we were all home together. Yeah. Obviously, we lived out on 9 or 10 acres by ourselves. It was us, and wasn't working. And we all 5 of us were home. And there was something about that time where I was spending just time with my family, and I was just doing music. I was just playing and listening to certain types of music and doing that with my family. Yeah. And I found God in that. And and I kind of had to redefine what that was. He didn't change. I had to change the lens I was looking through.
Oh man.
And so growing up, I thought he was Santa Claus,
Yeah.
like this cosmic Santa Claus that was just, if you had enough faith, he would do something for you.
Exactly. Right.
I was really missing the point of the whole deal, man. And I'm still figuring it out, to be real honest with you.
Yeah.
But what I do know is what I felt when I was with my family and when I was playing or participating in music.
Yeah.
And I just latched onto that. And that led me to a way better place.
Yeah.
And now it's been several years now, but man, I felt like it was necessary though, because if I expected God to be cosmic Santa Claus forever, that was never going to work out for me.
Man, I love that. I love that definition, because I have seen a lot of Christians treat him in that fashion.
Yeah.
Just, give me stuff. As long as you're giving me stuff, I'm good.
That's right.
As long as you're blessing me, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And, I can't imagine a moment like that. Thankfully, I can't think of a moment like that in our family that would have happened to us. I'm very grateful that that's never been a thing to have to go through. I can only imagine what that would look like. Your daughter in the back seat.
It was traumatic for all five of us. The other two kids were in the car too, and it was not cool. And I'd had enough.
Sure. I get it.
I mean, I'm a guy. I'm a dad.
Yeah.
So I was just mad. Really mad. So
isn't it amazing to know though that even when, because if I would just be very blunt with you and honest with you, I've been pastoring for 35 years.
Dang.
I'm afraid to say how many times I got mad, because I don't know if I want to count them, but there was moments that I got tired of dealing with Christians. I got tired of dealing with church people. Mm-hmm. I learned a long time ago that church people can be the most mean and cruel. Yeah. So there were times I'm like, look, God, should I just go sell cars? Let me stop doing this. That's just anything but what I was doing, basically. Right. Many times. And I think I jokingly told another pastor one day, I said, if you haven't tried to quit 1,000 times, then you really haven't experienced this. Because I've tried. and yet God keeps bringing me back in, which is why I know I'm anointed or called to do this, because I can't walk away from it no matter what I do. And so when you say you got mad, man, what a confession, because it is true. It does happen. We have these moments in life where we can, our flesh, our hearts, whatever you want to call it, gets broken.
Yeah.
But we serve such a God that is so good that he allows me to be mad.
Yeah, I got a buddy right now. His wife's going through cancer, and man, we've had some phone calls.
Yes, sir.
Because he is upset. He's in that spot I was in, and maybe even a little worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, we talk, and I'll be real honest with you. I don't sit there and spit scriptures at him.
Sure, I understand.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I'm going to let him be mad. I'm going to let him talk to me and say what he needs to say. And then in the end, that love, that ear that I gave him, that safe place to talk, is what he needed. And then on the other side, 2-3 days later, we talk again. He's like, "Man, thank you for that. I just need to put that out there. I'm good." And
well, being there for somebody is probably one of the greatest gifts we can give a person.
Yeah.
It's not always easy. You're giving of yourself. You're to be there for them. And it's easy to speak Christianese. Let's say that we've done it, and people that are hurting, and you walk up to them and say, "Oh, God is good," and they're like, the moment they're going, "Well, not right at this moment. I'm not sure He's good. I don't feel like that." Yeah. But to be able to hear them, receive them, and help heal them, it's a very giving thing you're doing, putting yourself in that place. I've had people, I jokingly tell them, I said, "Listen, I know you're going through it right now. I'm gonna just hold the phone out like this into the woods, say what you need to say."
Yeah, that's good.
And I've had, I don't know the number of people I've done that to over my lifetime, but I was just there for them to help them get past the moment that they were in. They were stuck in something. Yeah. And so when I tell them that, and I can't tell you how many of them took me up on that moment. Yeah. Just, I'm going to, as your pastor, as your friend, I'm just going to hold us out here, let it go.
That's good.
And dude, just being there for that moment, what you're doing for your buddy, that's we're going to pray for him. I'm going to have our teams praying for his wife.
Heck yeah.
We need to, right? But this is, this has been a beautiful conversation, by the way. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I've been wanting to do this since you've been coming over to church.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get stuff to work properly. And I think
the most technical wizard I know couldn't get all his stuff to work.
All of my stuff. Man, it's like learn another button. I've been pushing buttons my whole life, feels like.
Yeah.
But, we're very blessed. So I want to say that you have had a huge impact on our entire church. They don't even know. The whole church doesn't know really what you've done.
I'm a ghost, man. I'm consulting in the shadows.
He's in the back. He's got a microphone behind the sound booth. And he's just in everybody's ears the whole time. And it's beautiful.
What I do is I just go, boo, boo.
You suck.
Yeah. It really lifts people up when you tear them down like that.
Man, they love it.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody, I think I told you this morning, we were, years ago, of course, we would say that to each other lovingly with people that were working with us in the building, tech teams and whatnot. And we would joke, if you did a great job, we'd say, you sucked, you sucked. And that was our inside joke lovingly to each other. Uh-huh. And so the screens lady, Sandra, years ago, she, during praise team rehearsal before service start, made a slide to go on the big screens in our auditorium that said, Pastor Michael, you suck. And so, and she shows it during rehearsal, and it was funny. We all laughed. Yeah. I fully received it. I know the spirit for which it was done.
Yeah.
It was a joke, and it was funny, and I laughed, and she laughed, and the whole team laughed, right? Well, come time for service to start, we have like a pre-service slideshow that plays, right? And somehow her Pastor Michael, you suck slide got slipped into the opening of the service.
No.
And as I'm walking up the aisle, Pastor Michael, you suck on the screens for all the world. And all these people having no idea, that was just a funny,
Yeah.
All I could do was laugh all the way to the platform. And that poor woman, she turned blood red. She apologized probably 87,000 times.
Poor thing.
I felt bad for her. I really did. She reminded me of that today. Remember that time I did? Like, yes. And
don't do that again. Please.
But we have those moments in our lives. Mm-hmm. Man, I've enjoyed this conversation. And if you could, what would you, okay, let's say there's somebody hungry for what you stepped into. I mean, you stepped out on a huge step of faith. Three kids, wife, and we're doing this. And over time, what would you suggest to someone who's trying to step into that kind of a role? They're musicians. They want to see something else happen. What would you suggest they do?
Yeah. I always say, bloom where you're planted, do as much as you can wherever you are.
Amen.
And hit the ceiling on that. And then if you feel like you need to progress forward, then maybe get somewhere wherever that scene is. There's a book, I can't say the title because there's a bad word in it, but it's called Get Your Hiney Where Your Heart Is.
I'm gonna look at it. Get your hiney
where your heart is. That's better. But read that book. But honestly, it's if you want to make movies, where should you be?
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, maybe Atlanta might be the spot now.
Right
but
now it is, yeah.
Be wherever they're making movies. If you want to be in country music, where should you be?
Yeah.
The chance, if I stayed living in DeQuincy, Louisiana, I mean, maybe, but
right.
Living in the area code there where I live, the chances of me getting calls is way higher than somewhere else. So even like when we lived in Austin, that's a music town, but it's not the same. It's not doing what I wanted to do. I didn't want to play in a band. I didn't want to play in clubs. I wanted to be a professional studio musician who you go in, you have hours, you start at 10 o'clock in the morning, there's a stop time. You don't just play all night and, sleep on somebody's couch. And that's not the life. You can actually be an adult with a job being a studio musician. So what I'm saying to someone that's wanting to do it is get where that stuff's happening. If you're just sitting at home, I hope I can get somebody like somebody's going to call me and find me, No, it's not.
Out of the blue, they're going to come into
It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's really not, no matter how talented you are. But if you're on the scene somewhere, your chances of that stuff happening is way greater. So I would get somewhere. I would get really good on my instrument, be able to do the little things well.
That's good.
Without even thinking, be able to, play eighth notes smooth, choppy, every variation of it, play chords smoothly. be able to play with other people, be able to communicate with other people, get along with people, make yourself likable.
Yes.
Don't stink, like show up and, people.
Basics.
Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Well, music is a collaboration. You got to be able to get along with people.
Yeah, you have to. And if you can't collaborate, you're not going to do real well playing in a band or singing in a group.
Amen.
No matter how talented you are. So all those little things can add up.
Yeah. What about the socials? Would you go ahead and say, hey, post?
Post, yeah. I'd say post. I'm pretty bad at social media. I was starting right on the cusp of social media. Like when we moved to Nashville in 2008, Twitter just started. I remember Ragzell was like, dude, you got to get Twitter, man. You got to get Twitter. I was like, okay, I'll get Twitter. Why? Like, just got my oil changed. Like what am I remember typing some stupid crap like that into my Razor phone.
Yes.
Forever to type.
The one also was 3 other letters.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
It's horrible.
So, but I think that it does play a role in stuff. I can actually tell you, like when I started posting more, because what I'll do is I'll post, but I don't look at other people's stuff because it affects my brain.
Gotcha.
I can't look at other people's things. Like if there are other bass players or other musicians that are doing stuff, who if I was sitting right here with them, I would celebrate.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, man, I just played on Matt Maher's new record, I'd be like, dude, that's amazing. Like, tell me about it.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting by myself doom scrolling and
I'm
like, oh man, they didn't call me for that.
Yeah.
So I can't do it. So what I do is I just post pictures of the basses I play, the studios I work in, the people I work in. I don't do selfies, but I'll repost that stuff because I have endorsements for strings and those kind of. So I post about that. Yeah. But when I do post more, I start getting different random calls from different producers because I guess they look at that stuff. I don't know.
I don't get it either.
I don't know how it works. I honestly don't know how it works. And I can't get into that's a part of town I don't want to get into.
You're not going downtown.
But it's important. I really do think it's very important, man, to show that your work, show stuff that you're doing. Mm-hmm. Don't set up a phone. This is my opinion. It doesn't mean it's right, but don't set up a phone and show how you can do chops or whatever. But show that you're actually doing some stuff. That's good.
Yeah, that makes a difference. I guess I'm trying to promote your page briefly here because you have a video on there, several of them, where you have a buddy of yours who plays piano.
Yeah, Gordon.
And you like to go in and just start singing a song.
Yeah.
Totally off key for whatever the original key is.
It's in key for me.
That's what he says. He says, that's a good key for you. And then he immediately fixes he goes right to the right key.
Yeah. To explain, Gordon's blind.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's not even I wouldn't even put him in the class of musicians as some of the greats. He's another tier up from that.
Unthinkable.
So he's like that level of unbelievable things that you can't explain. He has perfect pitch also. Mm-hmm. He's always had it. So he can tell you if that fan is making a noise, he can tell you what those notes are. But also he can't see. So when he strikes a piano, you don't realize that he can't see that, but his finger always goes to the right note.
Isn't that incredible?
So it's all just as amazing. And he's a great dude and like a good friend. And but I started doing this thing where I bring my phone in and say, Gordon, I got some songs, and I'll just start singing, and he's like, oh, I know it's just hurting his body, but he'll play it in the key I'm in, and he'll go, it's actually this key,
and play it note for note.
Oh yeah, man,
it's just unbelievable. I enjoy that because you have such a casualness to it, and it's just comfortable to watch it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really we haven't done it forever. I don't know why. Well, I guess we're just.
It could be a TV show. It could be a weekly TV show, in my opinion. I'm telling you.
That usually happens on those sessions where I get done real quick and he gets done real quick and other people are adding stuff. And I just sneak into the piano room and we spin.
I got a song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's really cool. People should check it out. I really like it a lot. Well, Jacob, I've had a fantastic time talking with you today. I'm thankful to have your friendship all these years.
Yeah, man.
And just thankful for the work you're putting in everywhere, but here, especially at Central Triad Church, we're really appreciating you. Just phenomenal. So I want to tell everybody, check him out online. You guys see the stuff he's doing. If you listen to a song, he might have played on it. I mean, it's very possible. The dude plays on everything.
I'm trying.
You're getting it done, man. Hey, we love you guys. Thanks for being a part of this today. God bless you, and we'll see you again on the next Michael Shane Kelly Show.